just some, especially in the fourth quarter, guys, just some mindset plays, a foul, staying down on the shot fake, had a turnover in the fourth, and then just too many missed free throws. Just mentality-wise, mindset-wise, I needed to be more for my team, and I wasn't tonight.
Jaylen Brown all puffed up.
That's a Boston coat right there.
Ante's going to get that on Wicked or Kick It.
He is.
Part of Hold My Banner. Nation Tuesdays and Thursdays. Check it out. But right here, it's Boston has entered the chat. And joining us, Justin Turpin, WEEI, to talk all things C's. Turp, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So this team is, I think it would be realistic to say, sitting here in a top 4 seed in a better spot than a lot of people had them in at this point in the year coming in, but also sliding just a little. Lost that game in Milwaukee that Celtics were heavily favored. No, Giannis shouldn't have lost. Played competitive with the Pistons, blew a first-half lead, wind up losing the game late. And now it's just this long layoff to think about it, right? They haven't played since Monday. You got the Heat coming into the Garden on a back-to-back off a win against the Nets last night in Brooklyn. What are your expectations?
Yeah, you look for them to bounce back, and you look for them to make those open shots that they've been missing. And Joe Mazzulla talked about it the other day, that he's liked the execution for the most part, and the shots just aren't falling. And, the reality is in basketball, it is a make or miss league, and we've seen that with the Celtics, but you'd expect them to start making those open looks. And we've seen that at different times this year where they've gone cold offensively, and they've been able to mask it in different ways, but they haven't been able to in the last couple of games. Obviously, against Detroit, you have 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Like, that's losing basketball. You can't lose the offensive rebounding margin the way they did as well. So you look for them to clean up those margins, and it's obviously not going to happen every game. Like, you're not going to be able to control the margins against every team that you play, but against teams like that, you need to be able to do those things, and that's what you expect them to do tonight against Miami.
After the past couple losses, Turp, you see players like Jaylen Brown blaming himself very down. He's in his sad era right now about this.
He's going to stream through it, though, so it's all good.
He will. He's definitely having a sad about this. And then Derek White defending him, but players that are blaming themselves and are really taking this to heart. Based on the expectations of this team coming into this season, and you see players that are acting like they are playing for something, and this is really something that is it means a lot to them with Jayson Tatum out, is not something that maybe you'd expect them to be, maybe where they are right now. Do you think it's actually a good thing that players are showing emotion like this, like they are playing for something after losses like this?
Oh, for sure. And we talked about it at the beginning of the year. One of the big words surrounding this team was just the pride that they have, specifically the top guys, the Derek Whites, the Peyton Pritchards, the Jaylen Browns. Like, these guys have won championships. They've been here. They've accomplished many things in this league. Like, they're not looking at this as kind of like, let's just punt on it. Well, let's just have some fun and see what we can do. Like, no, like, they want to go out and win. And Peyton Pritchard, I believe he said that to Chris Forsberg on NBC. He was talking about it like, hey, we're going in. Like, if you think we're not trying to win a championship this year, you're crazy. And, that's just how they look at it. And that pride and that confidence and that swagger that those guys carry, I mean, it's taken them a long way. And if you look at the top, just the leadership that those guys have displayed, them bringing it night in, night out. He's like Jaylen Brown, especially. Like, there were so many questions about him being able to, how he would adapt to this number 1 role. And he's just done it so admirably. And now he's cracking the top 5 of the MVP ladder. And it's all very well deserved. So those guys at the top, all the way down to the bottom, it's just this team has an immense amount of pride. And I give a lot of credit to Joe Mazzulla for that, as well as the guys at the top, the leaders that have been here for the last couple of years. And, they're not looking at this as like, hey, we're overachieving. And they're looking at this as like, this is us. We can do this. And, we're one of the best teams in the East. And they're a confident bunch. And, that's a good thing for them.
Turp, we have 10 more minutes with you, so I can give you and Adam props and tell you were both right about the Celtics this season. I'll get to that later. I want to go here with you, dog, because I ain't seen you since this. Can we make fun of the Knicks? Did you see those losers and how they celebrated when they won that damn cup? I thought of you. Me and Adam made fun of them already, but I thought of you. What losers to celebrate the way they did. I mean, my God, when they won the NBA Cup, were you making fun of them like us, or did you think, good for them? Because you're a nice guy. You probably thought good for them. Me and Adam, we're bleep holes, so we were happy to see them celebrating like the losers they are. But I imagine you were like, oh, good for them. Good, your stupid little mid-season banner. Congratulations. What were your reactions when the Knicks won it?
Yeah, you give them a little golf clap. My biggest reaction probably came the next day when I saw that they weren't raising a banner. Like,
That's
if you
right.
look at the top of Madison
That's
Square
where I
Garden,
give them credit.
Right.
They
So that
did.
makes
I
the
applaud
Lakers-
them for
They
that.
did.
They don't
They
have
did.
to raise a banner. That makes the Lakers look dumb.
Makes
Like,
the
oh,
Lakers
we're on a
look even
banner.
worse. I
True.
thought
Yeah.
they had to
They
raise
don't
this
have
thing. I am
to.
giving the Knicks credit. Dolan, I will praise you.
Madison Square Garden has all these crummy banners, like Atlantic Division champions. Like, they have like a Harry Styles banner in there because he performed like 7 days straight or whatever. Like, they have all these random banners.
Harry
You would think
Styles
that they
banner.
would
They
go
do.
anywhere to just hang a banner. So when I saw they weren't hanging a banner, I was like, really?
Time out.
That's interesting.
I have so many follow-ups. There's
Yeah.
a Harry Styles
There is,
banner.
isn't there,
I'm
Turp?
confused.
15 nights in a row he played
That's what it
there,
was.
so they
That is
put
impressive.
15. Harry
Listen,
Styles.
it is a building that has held
Beautiful.
many records, guys.
Yeah, and that's just one of them.
including Harry Styles
Harry
performing
Styles.
15 nights in a row.
I am crying.
Did anyone
What a
see any of
stupid
those
banner.
concerts? I did not. Turp,
Not
did
a
you
one.
go to
no.
any of those nights?
Maybe Olivia Wilde
I did not. No, there's a couple other ones. Like there might be like a Billy Joel one, but like they hang a banner for everything, and they don't do it for the NBA in-season tournament. I was shocked.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
I
Harry
hate those
Styles banner.
losers.
The Lakers put up a banner that the Knicks would not, and the Knicks have a Harry Styles.
That is insane.
That's amazing.
All right, Turp. Now I'll turn it to the Celtics. I just want to make fun of them for a second. Look, you and Adam were right. I'm sorry. Okay? All the people who said to tank this season were real quiet now. In fact, Turp, I'm going to take it a step further because I made a career on being loud and wrong. So I own my baggage, okay? Not only did I say Joe Mazzulla can't coach, I have now remixed that to he should be coach of the year, Turp. I mean, this guy, the coaching job he's doing with this team is stupendous. And you called it all along, my friend. You were right.
Well, thank you for that. No, yeah, I totally agree. And they have one big man on the roster, one playable big. And the way that they've been playing is just fantastic. And just the way that everyone's bought in. And especially earlier year, like when, you'd have one bad game and they'd be out of the starting lineup. Now Jordan Walsh has kind of solidified that, but you never saw anyone really complaining. Everyone was just always bought in and trusted Joe Mazzulla and what this team was doing. And I don't think anyone right now, I mean, sure, there'd be some, but I think right now a lot of people would qualify what this team is doing as overachieving. And it's just a big credit to Joe and what he's been able to do with these guys. And they have just so many quality wins. Last time I checked, I think it was 9 wins against teams 500 or better. It's like, it's not like they're beating up against bad teams. Like, they are winning against good.
Yet. I don't think there's a team in the Eastern Conference that should scare you. I don't think there's a team in the Eastern Conference the Celtics can't beat. I don't think there is this great juggernaut. Of course, this is the hands-down favorite to represent the conference in the NBA Finals. This thing is wide open, which is why Brad Stevens, when he spoke this week, was asked about, is there a timeline on Jayson Tatum? Are you guys going to go out and make a move for a big before the deadline? So let's go to that second one first. Do you feel like this performance, this team's performance, as well as how the East has played itself out basically a third of the way through the year, has kind of forced basketball ops' hand a little bit? You got to go out and add to this team.
A little bit, but I also think Brad Stevens was kind of telling when he was like, there's one game separating us between the 3rd seed and the 9th seed. So there's still a lot of time to be done. There's a lot of time and a lot of things to unfold. So I think they're also looking at this, like Brad Stevens has been calling it a retool since the summer. And how long that retool takes, I mean, that's what they're going to try to figure out. Like, I don't think they're going to rush and try to add to this team just because, like I said, I think a lot of people would qualify this as overachieving. And I think there are people that would want to add to this team, but they also have to do it within the parameters of the second apron. And obviously that was a big issue this summer. I know Travis isn't liking something here.
I'm sorry. The
That's
financials.
just his general disposition.
Yeah, it's true. The financials have entered the chat. Wasn't this the same team that got rid of all the championship guys because they're crying broke because of the apron? What, are we just going to go add players now? You guys are talking like they have blank checks to write. Ain't no damn money.
Exactly. So they're going to have to do it. And I also think they're looking at this. It's like, it's not going to be a rental. It's going to be guys that they think can contribute to the next iteration of the team. And hearing Brad Stevens the other day, he seems very pleased with what they've gotten out of Neemias Queta and Jordan Walsh, Josh Minot. And how can you not? Like, there was a lot of pressure on those guys to step up and contribute right away. And their development has been impressive. It's been beyond impressive. It's been out of this world. So they've been very pleased with that. And when you think about a retooling year, like, you're trying to figure out who can contribute to the next iteration of this team. And you're looking at, like, those three guys certainly seem like they can. So do you want to bring someone in? I mean, at the right cost you would, but, like, do you want to bring someone in and try to win it this year and take away their developmental opportunities? Because at the beginning of the year, like, this was viewed as a developmental year, see what you have, and, you know, let's just see where we go. And Brad Stevens was talking about that. Like, we're not going to put a ceiling on this team. And, you know, if the deal is there and it's the right individual that you think can contribute beyond just this year, then you pull the trigger. But I don't see this team going out and getting somebody just to contribute for this year to try to win it this year. I mean, again, like, it feels like they're overachieving a little bit right now. Like, they're still not out of the woods. Like, again, there's the one game separating them between the 3 and the 9 seed. So you got to be a little bit patient, but if the right deal is there, I expect them to make it.
Yeah, also looking ahead to the trade deadline when it comes to Anthony Simons and him acclimating to Boston, not going to be here for long, supposedly. But Brad Stevens said, yeah, I think he's really trying, which it's not like, yeah, he is. He's trying. He's a quiet guy, a super person. So he's really come in with a great mindset. I'm going to help the team however I can. How do you think he is fitting in so far? And what do you think, if anything, happens to him at the trade deadline?
He gone.
It'd be nice if Joe tried to give him some more opportunity to play.
He gone.
Trying.
It's been a weird fit for him, and I think there's two things with that. There's two very good guards above him, and he comes from being a number one option in Portland, and he hasn't really adapted to that well. And then obviously on the defensive end, he's always just going to have his limitations. That's the reality of it. Like, some players just aren't great defenders, and he could be trying as hard as he wants, but he just hasn't necessarily met the standard defensively that they want to hold him to. And that's something that Joe Mazzulla's always held this team to, a really high standard defensively. I think they finished, second, and fourth in defensive rating in the 3 years that he's been here. So, yeah, I think people are looking at that. The defense has been kind of an issue, but I just wonder how much sense it makes to move him at the trade deadline. Like, I understand he's your most intriguing. Peyton Pritchard goes down, like, you are all of a sudden very thin in that backcourt. So you got to look at it that way as well. So I just don't know how much sense it makes to move on from him.
Guys, if you want to help this team, you're not adding anything that can do that without dealing Simon's contract.
That's right.
So this dude's going to be on the way out the door.
That's right.
Justin Turpin, WEEI, thank you so much, sir. Enjoy the game tonight. Hopefully a nice, easy win for Boston.
Let's hope. Thanks, guys.